advocated selective breeding and encouraged sterilization. The Führer dreamed of breeding a superior master race, bringing death to those who stood in the way of his fantasy. As the man they called the spiritual teacher of the new Germany spun out his fanatic nightmare, he reminded us once again of a hard truth. The only thing necessary for the triumph of evil is for good men to do nothing. Even as one self-proclaimed god passed into history in Guyana, another was stepping forward to take his place in India. Often dissatisfied with their own lives and seeking a more meaningful spiritual experience, thousands of affluent Westerners traveled to India to see if God was really living there. Many stayed on to become sannyasins. Eckhard Flüter, a former sannyasin from Germany, explains why.
I believe some seek some kind of a spirituality which can be experienced and not just thought of. Some are in a crisis, some are in a process of growing, some have authority conflicts.
Another ex-sannyasin, American Rosalind Smith, tells what she observed.
There are multiple reasons why people are attracted to Rajneesh. I met many people who were going through their midlife crisis, who felt a disillusionment with their work. They sought a new ideal, a new sense of fulfillment.
Dr. John Wally, a successful Midwestern physician, was one of these.
I was a workaholic. I made a lot of money. I had my my share of fame and recognition, and it seemed like the more I got, the less satisfying it was.
While many came seeking to fill a spiritual vacuum in their lives, many others came because they'd heard that Rajneesh encouraged unrestricted sex as a path to spiritual enlightenment.
The attraction for sex is attraction for God.
People are encouraged to have sex with everybody in the group, even male with male, female with female, and especially with those people you don't like at all.
If self-indulgent promiscuity could be rationalized as a search for God, it still had unhappy side effects.
People have been sexually and physically abused.
Despite abortions, sterilizations, and rampant venereal disease, new sannyasins were pushed on through intense physical and emotional experiences in rapid-fire order. Rajneesh called it therapy. Many of the so-called therapy groups were nothing more than uncontrolled experiments.
He drew the major portion of the professionals in Pune, India, from the mental health profession: psychiatrists, psychologists, psychiatric social workers, people who were very interested in his experimentations with psychotherapies.
In the Pune workshops, what was labeled psychotherapy appeared to be nothing more than carefully manipulated sadism.
In workshops, everything was encouraged beside murder. I have watched people breaking their ribs. I have seen broken arms. I have seen broken legs. People died in workshops. A lot of people ended up in mental hospitals after this kind of workshops. Some personal acquaintances of mine even committed suicide.
What would happen is these people would go through these groups in the name of releasing emotion to facilitate their growth. And they would be hooked by Rajneesh's belief system at their most vulnerable moment.
I can help you only if I destroy you. If I destroy your past, your knowledge, your ideas, your conditionings, your personality. Only by destroying you, I can give you a new birth.
His word is absolute. Potentially, this is very dangerous. Their morality is undermined. They will do as they're told to do. They no longer have their own individual conscience.
I have seen people becoming apathetic, insane, committed suicide, people that I knew very closely. I have dealt with a number of people who have tried to come back to real life, but they could not.
This is the diary of a mind gone mad in pursuit of the Rajneesh path to enlightenment. A tormented story of mental degeneration. It ended in a tragic suicide.
Some people who were dying in workshops or shortly after workshops, they were all cremated afterwards without any investigation, so that no record is available for the public.
Those who manage to survive the process seem to exist in a state of euphoria, a mental land of Oz presided over by a beneficent wizard.
He has, through his therapy and through the meditations, found a way to make his followers dependent on him on a psychological level. So the power he has over people is a deep psychic dependency.
Rajneesh says his goal is to create a new man, one who is happily mindless. Adoring sannyasins continued to stream into the Pune ashram to have their minds erased and to leave their money at the feet of the master. A never-ending river of dollars, pounds, and marks flowed into the coffers of the Rajneesh Foundation, a charitable entity set up to protect the ashram from paying taxes. Rajneesh lives well, even for a god.
And Bhagwan says, I'm a very simple man. I like best of everything.
I believe in luxury. If I cannot make everybody to live in luxury, at least I can manage to live myself.
While new cars may be symbolic of a guru's success, his most precious possessions are his disciples. Everything possible is done to ensure their continued devotion. To strengthen the group identity, sannyasins are required at all times to dress in approved shades of red and to wear a mala, a beaded necklace bearing a medallion with a photograph of Rajneesh in it. Old names are discarded, and they are given new names to further disassociate them from their past. Sannyasins are encouraged to break all ties with former friends and family. A new instant family stands ready to replace them. Breaking with the family may seem hard, but it's a major Rajneesh theme.
I teach the commune, not the family. The family is the unit of the nation, of the state, of the church, of all that is ugly.
The group's ability to attract the wealthy and gullible has made them a legend in guru circles. Each new disciple is rated for their anticipated future income or political value. A prize catch for Rajneesh is Stuart Kirkpatrick, whose mother is Jean Kirkpatrick, former United States ambassador to the United Nations. The wealthy and the children of the wealthy who have trust funds are pressed to make large donations. Others, like Shannon Joe Ryan, are used to solicit political support. Shannon Joe Ryan's father, Congressman Leo Ryan, was murdered at Jonestown. Today, as Ma Amrita Pritam, she seems oblivious to any similarity between her master and Jim Jones. Her description of Rajneesh is chilling to those who heard the residents of Jonestown speak of their master.
It's hard to describe what he is. I just love him so much. I can see through him existence in a different way that I didn't understand it before. Just incredible beauty. I just feel it when he's around, and I just want to be near him. I'd do anything that he asked me to.
Is the president of the Christian Research Institute, headquartered.
Welcome back to Truth Seekers. I'm Mike Fishkin. This is Jay Saylor. You know, if you have, like they said, his word is absolute. If you have absolute